I just went to go get something. I'm back. I just went across the room. Wow. I have obviously adjusted the camera angle from my feed with Jared. I don't know if I bumped it or what, because it definitely was like, hey, what's up, guys? Can you see up my nose? That's definitely not how I had it. I don't know what happened. So, yeah, as you guys know, I was over on Jared's feed. You don't have one of these, do you? So I see that Ethan's here. Ethan, I can't thank you enough for the I can't thank you enough for all the donations that you've made recently. But I'm gonna wait till we get some here. What's up? Oh, just finished the live feed with Jared, and then came straight over here for my live feed. I've been on Jared's channel for the last 2 hours, and then I was like, I gotta go pee. So, oh crap! You know what this means? Like I got lazy because Jared was the one that was doing all this. Ethan, what shirt is that you're wearing? What is that? World? I don't even know. That was a new camera angle. It was interesting. I had a really, really busy day today. Not gonna lie, I sharpened 5 knives. I took a Remington 700 bolt action pew pew apart and did a full clean on that, and replaced the buttstock and checked all the ring mounts, the mounts and rings and things for the scope. I painted. Actually, I started the job on the wife's laundry racks. My wife has these big rolling, the rolling racks like you'd see in a store that like they would roll them from place to place and then take the stuff off. And there's like 2 things. We have a bunch of those. We have actually 3 or 4 of them. And we use them to hang clothes up. We have, as you can see back here, I've put a rack up here because we don't use our dryer, which is why there's always laundry hanging behind me. But we had some in the yard and they got all rusty because of exposure to the rain and elements and things like that. And I told my wife, I was like, yeah, you know what? They were never painted. I'll paint them. What color do you want me to paint them? She said blue. So I got Rust Reformer, which is a thing that converts rust. Like if you can't sand the rust off, it converts it to a paintable surface. And then I primed it, and then I sanded it, and then I primed it again, and then I painted them. So it's been like a whole 3 days of taking care of that. And I have to go buy paint because I underestimated it. But I did them sapphire blue. They look really cool. Oh dear. You sharpening your Z-Wear Shaman right now, dropped it and lost the whole tip. The nice, like how much? Just like a little of the tip because... And David's here. Hello, my friend David. David and I spent a lot of time talking like late in the evening because David, like me, doesn't fucking sleep. And so, see, my first F-bomb, I made it past the 3-minute mark, actually to the 4-minute mark. David is like me and doesn't sleep. Like I say I'm going to bed. Like I'll text him, yeah, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, and then he's like, I thought you were going to bed. I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm going to fucking sleep. I'm just tired of being vertical. I just want to go lay down. So, and my wife's back is so fucked up and she moves around so much. Lately, she's got a doctor's appointment coming up from some ultrasound stuff, but she spends a lot of time sleeping on the couch. And so I go to bed and I can play video games and watch TV and shit like that till late in the evening. And so David and I talk a lot like after live feeds because he's usually getting home about the time I'm finishing up a live feed. So let's see, there's 9 people here. I always think there were 11. Where'd everyone go? So when I get some more people here, I'm going to announce, tired of being vertical. Well, see, nowadays I just go to bed. Back when I was in my 20s, okay, let's not lie. From the time I was 17 till the time I was 30, typically I took care of that vertical thing by just drinking until I passed out. I'm like, I don't want to be awake anymore. So, yes. Yes, yes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get something out here. Tired of being vertical. Oh, but no, it's been a busy week, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a lot of content to get done. You guys are still watching stuff that is some of the videos, like the one that went up today, is almost 3 weeks old. Because there was so much other content that I filmed and stuff got shuffled around. So, like you guys saw the Luna Boost video, I shot that way before. I believe I shot that video before Blade Show West. So that's been almost a month now. I forgot my koozie. I'm coming right back. Grab my koozie and my koozie and my glasses. Let's just put these on there. Like, there we go. Let's see here. Has to get me some apple juice. Yes, I can see through these. Gentlemen, where? Back to work. That sucks, man. All right, David, well, I'll be here for a little bit. About $100 worth of unrelated stuff through Amazon. Oh, cool. Through my Amazon link tonight. Cool. Yeah, guys, I was going to tell you, like, that's one of the things that I don't think it's coming through. Like, people aren't getting it. If you follow my links, you don't have to buy what is listed on the link. Like, my affiliate links, if you use them just as a portal to get into Amazon, it works great. For me, it doesn't add anything to you. As a matter of fact, when I send someone a link these days, when I send someone a link from Amazon, ask, do you want to send the affiliate link? And I'm like, of course, sure, why not? And so when I show people this hat, oh crap, that I forgot. I have to order one of these hats for the 6,000 member giveaway. Shit, Murky got a new phone. I don't know if I'm doing movie night this week, Murky, or anyone. I mean, I will definitely let you guys know if I am. The thing is, so I don't think there's going to be a live feed Friday. There's not going to be a lot of podcasts on Fridays for the next, for the month of November, pretty much, and into December. And the reason is my daughter and I, this time of year, we go to Knott's Berry Farm, because they have a thing where basically she and I can pretty much get in for free, just the price of parking. And so was this? Oh, hey, Mr. Morgan, Eggs. Hey, Brandon Thrasher. So we go all day Saturday, but we have to leave here early. We got to be there when they open, or it's just, it can take, it just, if you don't get there when they first open up, there's just rides you're not going to get to ride. So yeah, there's probably going to be a little moratorium on the thing. I reached out to a couple people about doing podcasts. What I have thought about doing is doing the podcast ahead of time, like record it and then have it go up, and then you guys can watch it. So you guys digging the glasses? You digging the glasses? I was hoping to have some people that typically aren't here in, what was this? Where are you traveling to, that's the ride I'm talking about, Nadeem. I'm talking about the Silver Bullet. If you don't get there when they open and get in line, it's going to be a 2-hour wait for the Silver Bullet. So Murky, where are you traveling to? Oh, hey guys. Beardo the Weirdo. Like, you've got the name Weirdo on your shit. I'm wearing these sunglasses. Snuzz. So, guys, if you had knives here with me that had showed up for sharpening and were going out, they went out on Monday. And then I have 2 Norsemen. Actually, I have 3 Norsemen here for sharpening right now. And if you have a Norseman with me here, and then I forget what's in the other box, at any rate, they're going to get done probably next week. That's the soonest I'm going to be able to get to them because I have a bunch of stuff scheduled. I have a lot of stuff going on. I have some doctor's appointments and shit. I knew that this week was going to be rough. Mark Kaufman. I can't see great through these glasses, so I actually was putting that up there so I could see your logo a little closer. It looked like it may have been a penis or a used butt plug at one point until I those aren't the easiest things to look through. I mean, you can see through them, but just barely. So, looking for a good ballad song. Anyone got one? No. There's some good ballies out there. I did some videos about some of Matt, my buddy Tino's ballies. They're not bad. He has some really nice ones. Would I say a soft Arkansas is a great one stone for all kinds of sharpening? No. I think if you're going to have a soft, you'd also need like a medium or a hard to go with it. There's you're not going to get what you want. There's no one stone that's going to get you exactly where you want to go. They're good for a lot of different things, but it's a pretty good all-around stone. But I can't think of any stone that is just like this is the only stone you need. Are you talking to Michael Morgan, Nadeem, or are you talking to me? Which Michael are you talking to? Mocked Clown. I saw your post and I didn't get back to you. You got that Warlock button lock, or not the Warlock, the Paragon button lock. I don't. I told you. I don't know where you're seeing where. I don't know. Okay, I did not want to disparage the entire company because I did not see very many. I've only ever seen one knife from them, and it was Warlock, and I was like, it was a piece of crap. So like I just didn't want to throw the whole because I didn't know. Maybe their button lock was good, but apparently you've told me it's not. But every knife's going to show wear. Spyderco ceramic set is all around good. Yeah, but okay, so Spyderco ceramic set is not one stone. Nadeem Steele. Yes, I am on some of the Instagram, Facebook, or on some of the Facebook. I'm on some of the Facebook knife stuff. I'm on a Strider group. I'm on a Ferrum Forge group. I'm on a Norseman sales and stuff. I was because I wanted it. There is a blue-black Arkansas stone. I've never seen one. I don't think so. I know that they have a translucent, which is really like the fine. The thing, there's no grit for Arkansas stones. That's the weird thing. So you have a soft, you have a hard, and then you have a translucent, which I think are coarse, medium, and fine, or coarse, fine, and ultra fine, or however you want to look at it. But it's hard to figure out. But I like Arkansas stones. I have a couple. Yeah, they look great. I just don't have fucking $300 to throw into a single stone. Not anymore. Mocked Clown. Do you want me to send you the knife for a YouTube review so you don't have to buy one? Yeah, I wouldn't buy one anyway. I was pretty sure that I wasn't ever going to buy a Paragon when I saw the first one. Like, I had an anchovy. That's why I didn't have another anchovy, which is a lie because I like the dried anchovies that my wife gets, the little dried ones. I eat them all the time. I have only ever handled one Paragon. It was a Warlock. I did not care for it, nor the jackass that had it. I think the knife guy made the knife negative. You know what? That's funny you should say that because the one that I got to handle was also owned. No, I've handled two. The first one I got to handle was also owned by a fucking prick. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like you or this knife. So fuck off over there somewhere. Let's see here. I'll probably get a Kaiser. There's other knives out there. I I don't know. Yeah, I mean but here's the thing, like it's an estimate of the grit for those. What automatic knife would I recommend? Well, it depends on if you want to out the front, out the side. I mean, there's a couple companies out there. I don't like the Benchmade autos. I don't. The Hawk Deadlock is a really, really good one. They're hard to find. They're expensive. ProTech, if you want an out the side, really good. I've never handled, and I know that there are OTF ProTechs, never handle one. Don't like the Benchmades, and it's not just because they're Benchmades. I just don't like the action on those Benchmade OTFs. I really don't. You can really see that scar. I've been drinking, so you can see that scar pretty clear today. In case you guys have ever wondered me talking about that scar, that's the one I'm talking about. Pretty significant little love mark that I got from an incident. But there's two companies that I really would recommend. Three, actually. 3 or 4. Let's see here. So Microtech. If you want an OTF, I would say Microtech, Heretic, Hogue, or that Hawk Deadlock. Those are like the ones that I would recommend. If you're looking for an outside, ProTech, Heretic, those would be my choices right there for the sides, for the side openers. So this is my Heretic Medusa. I reached out to TJ. Over at Heretic to see if I could get him on the podcast. I'm having to do it again. I can tell am I coming through like I'm filming on a potato? Because 1, I'm pretty sure that is dirty. 2, I'm pretty sure that my internet is all screwed up. I don't know if that's better. But how do you spell what? Give me a second. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I'm trying to keep up. ProTech, Great Autos. How do you spell what? I don't. That's really bad. Guardian Tacticals, another one. I've only ever handled one of their knives. I'm trying to get a hold of them. I guess Cole said that Axial Heretic, as in he was burned at the stake for being a heretic. Heretic. Oh no! Hang on, I'm working on it. Connected devices, MacBook Pro. See, my MacBook Pro says that I have full. I'm working on it, Aiden. I'm working on it. There we go. I don't know. It tells me I have like 1 bar of signal, but I only have it tells me on my app that I have full bars of ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Aiden, thank you very much. Heretic. Heretic. What's up, EDC or OCD for EDC? And having dyslexia, that's one of those ones that screws me up, as well as more cowbell, always. There's another one like not Jared. Who was it that sent me their email address? And I'm like, why is that so hard? Like I had to type their email address like 4 times. I'm like, you need a better email address for somebody who has dyslexia. It's like repetitive. Oh, it was Aaron Frederick Knives. And I'm like, God, there's like so many repeating things in your name that screws up with a dyslexic. I got a fever, and the only cure is cowbell. Well, the cowbell doesn't I'm not just going to ring it. The cowbell's reserved for certain things. Brandon Thrasher, I saw you did a video about the sea snake. I'm glad you enjoy it. Dude, you know what? Here's what I was gonna say. Do me a do me a solid and send me a DM. I want to try and do like a live where you and your wife are on for OCD for EDC. For EDC. There you go. You know what I meant. Aaron Frederick is my favorite guest so far for Mike. We would love for a holiday special with Aaron Frederick. I would love to have Aaron on again. I love Aaron, but I knew that I was not going to. I couldn't put the Aaron Frederick episode up on Apple iTunes. They were like, yeah, even though you put the offensive language disclaimer on it, they were like, we can't put this one up. And I was like, what? Why not? And they were like, it goes a little too far. And I was like, so any of you guys that didn't watch it, Stasa's here. Stasa, what's up, bud? So the Aaron Frederick one, I knew it was going to go off the rails. So about 15, like when I do a podcast, typically about 15 minutes before I go live with the guest, I do a quick, I do a quick like, hey, let's talk about some stuff. Let's make sure audio and video like 15 minutes before. And then I have them in the background and then I can bring them in and they can hear what's going on when it all starts and all that. So typically about 15 minutes before. And in that 15 minutes, I watched Aaron Frederick pull up like Diet Mountain Dew and take a handle of Tito's vodka and take a screwdriver and pop the pussy plug out of it so he could pour it faster. And he goes, yeah, we should be good with this one. He's like, I'd be drunk by now. But I was like, oh, goodness. I'm like, this is going to go bad quick. So get Brandon Thrasher on your live. Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I'll send you a DM. I know his YouTube channel. I just said, Snuzz, buddy. Like, see how you put it? I just said that I saw that he put up a video. Right? But there you go. You guys should all go sub his channel. There's a channel that I like. Wow. Erk Particle. You look in that profile pic, you look like you sat on a bicycle with no seat. Like, oh God, I've chose poorly. Why is your mustache darker than your beard? Just curious. See, I'm going to harass you guys. Y'all fucked with me when I was on Jared's channel. Y'all fuck with me on Jared's channel. My turn. It's my channel. I get to put up what I put up. I said what I said. I just realized that it is so smoky in here. We have mosquitoes. I'm going gray too. We have mosquitoes down here worse than we had at the old place because we're close to the ocean. We have a yard. We have trees. We have bushes and flowers. And hey, there's my wife. You know you're on camera right now, right? Don't talk to me. I'm just letting you know. So at any rate, so we have mosquitoes down here, and I burn mosquito coils in the garage. And I just looked up and I was like, good God, it looks like somebody's been hotboxing in my garage. So what it says, that's an old pig. Breeze is here. I should block him. He's talking all kinds of mad shit in Jared's video. No, I'm just kidding. Breeze, I enjoy it. It's fun. I'm going to respond to it if you guys put it up. Just in case there's somebody that's curious. No, if you're looking for an out the side, Protec or Heretic would be my choices. I love this knife. This knife was a gift. This is number. Mike doesn't have his reading glasses and could not tell you. Well, Murky, my wife doesn't even drink. So, I mean, she'll drink occasionally, but my wife doesn't even drink. Like, I think Christmas was the last time I saw her drink. No, New Year's. Valentine's Day? Maybe Valentine's Day. I don't know. My God, you guys got me cracking up for real. Let's see how far I can push the envelope. Was I at CCKS? I absolutely was at CCKS. I did. There, if you go find my channel, well, you're on my channel. If you go through my history, if you go through my posts, there are 3 separate videos for CCKS that I did. Well, let's see here. What's Irk Particle? I don't know. How old are you? Because I don't necessarily look as old as I actually am. Because I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40. And yes, I do need reading glasses. Like what I see. Oh man, how does she put up with me? I live in the garage. She lives in the house. And then we basically cross paths like maybe 3-4 times a day. Did your wife kick you out of the garage? No, she kicked me into the garage. Yeah, I'm 40. I'm 47. So I'm a good bit older than you. So like I just have aged a little more gracefully. It's like all of like exterior, I look good. I'm like a high mileage car with a brand new paint job. The problem is like the engine and all the fucking suspension and shit's all fucking shot. So new tires, new paint job. That's all they did. Like the interior, like all the bare bones shit, like the exhaust, the suspension, the frame, the motor. It's all shot. I got carded when I first trimmed this all back down. I actually got carded when I bought beer. AV Joe is here. Brandon's 47. Yeah. Oh, there's more where this came from. Cam Girl. Oh, right. Let's go ahead and. Here we go. You know what I'm going to do? Check this out. Teach you. I made the dog start barking. Ding ding. We don't ding ding. We bang blang blang here. Clang 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 clang. Should have gotten the extended warranty. I still would have burned through that. The miles that I put on this body when I was in the military are a little insane. My wife is back there. I was trying not to clang it too hard. Oh, mock clown. You only gave it a little bit. All right, I guess. It has a clapper in it. Like if I wanted to go nuts, I could just shake it and shit. But... Put that down. She's gonna beat Mike's ass. There's a chance. Like, I wouldn't say it wouldn't happen, but it probably would. Mainly because I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking scared of her. She's scary. So, I was talking about this. Like, I will take this over a Bally any day. It's got the fun of a Bally and the functionality of a real knife. Like, that is a very, very good, well-executed blade, and it cuts real well. Thunderstruck. Hinderer Collectors here. What's up, Brant? I noticed that you have maintained the same name for more than a week, which that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You bought one today? You bought one of these? Yeah, this is like I was talking with Jim Skelton. I was like, this is way more fun than it fucking should be. Like, this is the kind of fun that will get you picked up and arrested at the shopping mall. Like, because I have a pocket slip for it. So I put it in my pocket. I don't have to have the sheath. And I just I forget where I was. I had it in my pocket. And I'm like, oh, that's not acceptable. People are looking at me. I was like, that's not acceptable. Let's put that right back in our pocket. So no one sees us messing with the extremely illegal. Here's the thing. I got rid of most of the blade play of mine. So, but the fact is, like, that little bit that you got like right there, that doesn't bother me because guess what? Red Wolf did a review of this knife. Let me guess, he hated it because he also hated this. It seems like I don't mind Red Wolf's channel. I'm just saying, like, the things that I really like are just always things that he seems to dislike. So he didn't like the Norseman. He said it was overrated. I would imagine that he went the same direction with this. Yeah, like I can pretty much guarantee that if it's something I like, it's going to be something he dislikes, which is cool. Like everybody can have their opinions. And I didn't get up. Like he did a video about the Norseman. I'm like, well, you do you, brother. Like I personally find it the best knife that I've owned. I personally love it. It's my favorite knife. And even the things that I found that are wrong with it have not dissuaded me from it. Because there's things that you find about knives that are things that you don't, that they kind of detract from, like the honeymoon period. Like when you find something like a knife might be a little off center, or it might be a little misground, or it might, and then you can't ever unsee that. I've seen the issues with this. I've already found the issues with this. It doesn't bother me. But I told him in his video, I was like, dude, like, that's great. It's my grail knife. I love it. But if you don't like it, that's fine. I mean, I'm cool with it. I was just like, hey, you do your videos, I'll do mine, and I'm not going to get upset. But I've noticed that things that I like are typically not the things that Red Wolf likes. They're going to be exactly the opposite, which is what's fun, which would be cool. I should have him on the channel because then we could talk varying points. But what I was saying about the blade play in that gravity knife, it's no different than the blade play in this out the front. Out the fronts have blade play. And Callie, only carry my L. I carry whatever I want. Never at this. I was gonna say, as a matter of fact, I got stopped coming from my buddy Tino's house. So not gonna lie, I had smoked all day at his house with him, and me and the dog were in a car, and I made a turn because I was not ready for highway speeds at that time. I was like, I'm taking the surface streets home. This is when I lived at the old house, and I'm like, I'll take the surface streets home, and I would. Turned and I got pulled over immediately. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, you didn't turn your turn signal. Turn without using your turn signal. I was like, no, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm baked. So like I'm real conscious of making sure I signal, and I don't. That's why I was driving on surface streets. I was not capable of driving fast enough to drive on a freeway. And so I get pulled over, and I'm like, no, I know my turn signal's on. I was like, look, turn your turn signal on. And I was like, so the guy, the one cop is back there. He's like, no, I can see the lights on. Like it just, the whole thing had fell out. Like, so you have the reflector, but then you have the housing that holds the bulbs that had all fallen down in. And he was like, all right, come on, let's get this. And so we moved a bunch of stuff. And one of the guys was like, hey, you got that crazy sharp YouTube channel, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, cool. And so what they did was they helped me take the panel off, and we put the light back in where it was supposed to and clipped it back in place. I don't know how it came loose, but they helped me with that. And then when they get done, he was like, is that your knife case? I was like, yeah, because I had my whole knife case. And I'm like, there's 3 at least, if not more, completely California illegal knives in there. And he's like, can we look? That's basically like 30 minutes after I got pulled over. We're still at my car doing a freaking basically like a live knife show. We're going through my case, and he goes, oh, he's like, that's that UTX 85, like the this and that. He's like, is that the Ultratech? I was like, yeah. And he's like, what about this one? And he's like, it doesn't, like, is there a trick? I was like, that's an auto too. And he's like, he pushes the button. He goes, oh, I like that. And I was like, and then they pack everything back up. He's like, all right, man. He's like, we got to go. So like, take it easy. Just drive safe. It's like, we're not going to give you a ticket. He's like, it obviously wasn't your fault. You actually had it on. And I was like, great. Thanks, guys. And there was a time I was driving to Nico's house. As we know, the devil lettuce. This is that heretic. I just told you, this is heretic Medusa. So I was going up to Nico's house, up to the Hobbit's house. I want to say it's like a 2-hour drive for me. And so I got pulled over. I was speeding. I got pulled over. I used to work on the base. My plates were registered as law enforcement through federal law enforcement, all that stuff. So anyway, I got pulled over for speeding. And a cop's like, one cop comes up and he obviously knows who I am. Yes, I would recommend The Heretic. I think I already did, Ken, a minute ago, if I remember correctly. So at any rate, I get pulled over and we're sitting there and he comes up. And so the guy that approaches the car on the driver's side is a younger cop. And he comes up and he's like, license and registration. And the older guy that's like closer to my age, like a sergeant, or he's an FTO, he's field training officer, is on the other side of the car on the passenger side. He sticks his head in. He goes, I know you. You're crazy sharp. He's like, dude, you should follow this guy's channel. And they get to talking. And basically he was like, yeah, whatever. The guy was speeding. So what? And then he's like, all right. He's like, I follow your channel. He's like, I know there's weed in the car. He's like, it's not up here in the cab where you can reach it, is it? I was like, nope, absolutely not. It's all in the trunk. He's like, all right, drive safe, have a good day, and don't get into that stuff till you get where you're going. I'm like, I didn't want to tell him that there was a pin like sitting next to me in my computer case that was like a cart. And I'm like, uh-oh. So it was just one of those, like, he's like, just tell me. He's like, I know it's in the car. He's like, just tell me it's in the trunk where you can't get to it. I was like, absolutely. He didn't tell me to tell him the truth. He told me to tell him what he told me to tell him, and I did. So, but back to the Heretic knives. I love Heretic knives. They're out the fronts are great. They're out the sides are great. They have a good design aesthetic. They're built really well. I mean, come on, it's Tony Marfione Jr. It's Anthony Marfione Jr. TJ, Tony Jr. I mean, come on. That's some knife. That's some knife lineage right there. I mean, all of the Marfione boys have been into it. And stuff like that. So this is a really, really well made knife. Mock Clown, if you're not, here's the thing. Wait a second. I wanted to get back to something. I saw something I forgot. Where is it? Somebody said here, what, Red Wolf 10'6" or some shit? What are you talking about? 2 miles per hour. What was this? I didn't think he was very tall. What is he, a big, tall dude? I don't know. I've only ever watched a few of his videos. I don't dislike his videos. He's got looking EMT, just the one. I missed a bunch of stuff here. I'm going through stuff here. This is when I retired from the military, my buddies told me I couldn't move back to California with 30-round mags. They honestly believe MF was random shotgun house 30-round mags. I mean, good fuck. I paid more than $900 for this one. So, really? Okay, so Irk says that Red Wolf is like 7 foot tall for real. Okay. I didn't know that. He just didn't look. He doesn't look like he's that tall in his videos. Maybe it's because he's not like a big dude, so he's in proportion. Huge hands. Here's the thing. I didn't just spur of the moment purchase this knife. I had a specific knife in mind. I had a specific serial number frame. Like this is number 1000. What is this? 1090, 1790, 1790. I wanted something that did not have a steel lock bar insert. I wanted a specific milling pattern. And so when I found out that they had it, I bought it on a secondary market. But the fact is, Mock Clown, I did not make a spur of the moment purchase. I saved for, I think 3 or 4 years. At least I saved for at least 3 years. And I'm talking like, if I had a dime left over at the end of the day, it went into a jar. If I had 75 cents, it went into a jar. And I put that all into an account. And I basically saved for years to be able to purchase what I wanted. So, you know, when this came available and I was told, then they were like, hey, we have the exact knife you want. I was like, okay. He's like, should I put it on the website? Because they sell them on consignment. I was like, no, it's coming to my house. You can put it in a box, put my address on it, because I'm about to send you the money like right now. I thought I was tall at 6'4". I'm 6'3" ish. It just depends on how straight I'm standing and what convenience store I'm leaving. Finally, an SM100 Stinger showed up. That's a good knife. I would personally, if I had a choice between a ProTech or a ProTech or a Heretic, I would take the Heretic. I like the ProTechs, but I mean, I don't like the ProTechs as much as I like the Heretics. ProTechs have their own issues that they come with. I not to throw them under bus. They're great knives. I like Dave. I talked to the guys at ProTech. I have friends that work at ProTech. I'm not a fan of some of their QC stuff. Yes, Mocked Clown. I believe that I said yes, I would like to review that. I will DM me and I will DM you my address. Who is mentoming that Tinger? Damn, Frank. Stingber. One word, Mordax. I do believe that Frank is asking who is auctioning that Stinger. He's thrown a lot of letters in. I don't know. Frank might be at a point in his evening where like he's had enough of whatever he's consumed, be it herbal or barley based, whatever it is. He might be at that point where he's hitting letters and like, yeah, it's the letter right next to it. It's close enough. You're on your phone. You're like, MBN. You know, they're all in that generally. They'll get what I'm saying. I won a 9,400 Osborne. I didn't even know that was a thing. T. Just call it T. Can't tell. Hey, I saw that. Rubicon. I was going to mention it. Actually, I mentioned it. No one watched yesterday's video. I was the only person in the, well, I don't know if anybody came in after. Like halfway through yesterday's video, no one had come out. I was like, I'm not watching this fucking career by myself. And then today, as I was getting ready to leave, and I think 2 people showed up. So the last 2 videos I've put up have been some of the worst performing videos that I've put up in a long time. And so I don't know why or what happened. But they were not very popular. So there's 52 of you here. So if you didn't watch yesterday's video or today's video, I'd appreciate it if you go watch them. I didn't see anyone come in at all on yesterday's video. And like it literally is the worst video I've put out in that Luna Boost video that went out yesterday. I don't know whether like YouTube kicked me back down the algorithm. I'm like, no, he's doing too good. Get him back down there or what? But it was like, I literally watched like the first 10 minutes of that video and no one came out. I was like, well, this is bullshit. I'm not sitting here by myself. And then today's video, I was like, well, here we go with a repeat of yesterday. I guess I'm going to be the only one that watches my video. So I thought you were leaving, Cue Ball. I thought you had somewhere to be. Yeah, guys, that like button, like just 50. I don't know. I give up. I don't know. This just, it makes me irritable sometimes. And this is why like YouTube is not good for your mental well-being, because you get upset and then you start getting upset and you take it out on everybody that's in your life. You're like, why the fuck is this doing this? And why aren't you watching my shit? And you get upset. And it's just because you can't figure out what's going on, because YouTube, I think they take inane joy and pleasure in trying to to make you feel like shit. Like, yeah, you're going to put all this work into it. And we're going to let you think that everything's going great. And you're actually making money that you could almost live on. And then we're just going to demonetize like half your fucking videos. You won't make a penny. But they're like, we care about our creators. I'm like, I don't think you do. But I was going to, back to what I was saying before I went on a tirade. I actually think that I find this more fun to fidget with. It's not the dopamine. Breeze, I don't know if you know this. This is my only job. Like, you can pick all you want. Like, it's not the dopamine. It's the fact that, like, if people don't watch the videos, YouTube doesn't pay me. It's just that was the other thing. Like, I kind of ran an experiment. I posted a bunch of stuff, and they're like, well, we only send out so many notifications. Like, if you post up too much stuff, we don't send it. I was like, why wouldn't you put up notifications for everything that everyone puts up? Why? I didn't put, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. How much blade play does the XO have? Not enough that it's visibly perceivable. So, like, there's enough slot that allows it to do that. But when you get a hold of it, like, if you're just holding on to it loose, it's significant. But when you grab a hold of it, like you would hold it if you're using it, there's very little. Wow, what was this? Pay the man. No, you guys don't have to. They usually, yeah, I was getting ready to say, Stas, I was looking for this one. They usually make sure they do it to the video you put the most work into. I'm not gonna lie, that Luna Boost, it was not real popular with me. I didn't dislike it, but it also was not a knife that I really, really liked. So I didn't put a ton of work into it. But the fact was, I had put work into it, and I put, about as much work as I put into any video. Yeah. They might not seem like it, but there's a lot of editing and there's a lot of reshooting and things like that to go into it. So to have a video that you did put, it might only be a 15-minute video, but there might be like 2-3 hours worth of work in it. Inked Particle said, what's the price? What was this? Wait. I said, you said you were coming back. Now, somebody asked a question. Minimal play on that. Adore that knife. Okay, Snuzz, wait. Were you on YouTube Shorts rabbit hole? Where are you on? I do shorts. Let's see here. Pants got to go too hot. Mav Dog 63 says, nice. Damn, the XO is pretty sick. What it cost? Okay, so these, I think they're $277 still. I don't know if the price can go up. That's what I paid for it. I was putting contention between me and the wife because basically I spent like half of the earnings I made on YouTube that month, but I made significantly more the next month. So, oh, what's an AV Joe? Now the cores make sense. Pay the man. Here's the thing. Like, if I'm sitting around doing a video, I'll drink like a course, because here's the thing. I like drinking beer. If I can drink light beer and I can drink more of it, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Sorry. I forgot to ring the bell. I got to talking about beer. It's in LMAX, Inked Particle. It is in LMAX. And LMAX is one of those steels that I really, really like. It has been holding an edge. I actually use it. I cut down a bunch of cardboard with it. I've cut a bunch of stuff. I will say the one thing I don't like about it is when you reposition, like if you're trying to choke up on it, this is not like a daily use EDC knife. This is just kind of for fun. Maybe if you're in a tactical position where you need a knife that is easily to deploy, and then is really like the only way to have that knife close is if you release your grip on it. So I could see that tactically being something cool. But for like an EDC everyday carry, like cutting things and choking up on it to cut things, it has a tendency to like, it gets unwieldy when you choke up on it. But it's in a really good steel. It is a very good cutter though. Like that blade shape was executed really, really well. Oh, Mock Clown, are you leaving? Mock Clown, send me a DM and I'll get with you. It doesn't need a pocket clip, because if it had a pocket clip, you carry it in your pocket and it'd be tipped down and it'd drop down there and you'd pop a hole in your ball bag. Where'd that go? It needs a pocket. It does not need a pocket clip. I like the fact it comes with a sheath. Actually, I won't even call it a sheath. It's more a holster. But if you put this in your pocket, like I would be afraid that I would puncture. Same reason I don't carry a pencil in my pocket. Like I'm going to puncture my scrotum. I was doing that on purpose. I was showing you, like you have to, there's a technique to it. Like if you're just shaking it, you know, you can see I'm not home. You have to do a bit of work, but like pocket clips, granddaddy. Elmix is nice, but Elmax is better. Yeah, you're right. Damn, we all like expensive toys, but I guess it happens with the more than just knives, like cars, guns, etc. Yeah, that's true. What is it? Red Wolf loves the knife, great fidgety knife, but gave it a negative review, not for every poor quality control. I have not heard anything about the poor quality control. It's React, so I would hazard to say that there's not a problem with quality control. I mean, that's where I get with the things. Like that's one of the things. Like he's welcome to his opinion, but that's where I get upset. Is that's the only one of that knife he's seen. Is there truly an issue with it? Is there blade play? Yeah, because you got to have enough. You got to have enough slop in that for that to work the way it does. That's like having a 1911 in hand. That's a crappy gun because it rattles. Well, that's what makes them so good. They always go bang. They never go click. So to say that, and that's where I was getting at with like companies, like people saying, well, this, I got one. I had somebody who's like, well, all artisan knives are a piece of shit because he got one bad knife. But you're talking about like four. You got one bad knife that's at $40 from a company that makes literally thousands of them. I'm not saying that Artisan is like the best company out there. I'm saying that for at the price point, they have really good quality at the price point. Are there lemons? Absolutely. We can't judge a whole company based on one knife. Even with Benchmade and Spyderco, I've given them so many opportunities. And Emerson, those are the ones I always bash on because I've seen so many of them. Yes, I had a Kimber Covert 2, the desert gray, the desert brown, and that one would fire casings when it would go back and not stovepipe or misfeed. It would kick one back, the casing, and hit me right in the forehead. So, what was this? Was Bree said it was fun over at Neeves. It's been fun over here. My cleverness meter is running low on fuel, so I think it's time for me. That's it from me. Don't be a retread and hit the like button. Triple click that subscribe button. Thank you, Breeze. You're always welcome to come hang out here. What was this? The slip was missing. What? No, wait. The slip was missing one screw, 3 out of 4. I don't know what we're talking about. I have to go back up here. I had a ton of Spydercos with QC issues. I'm trying to run back up here and see what he said. He had 4. The slip was missing one screw. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me pull that back go. Benchmade has a lot of lemons, and I still pre-ordered one because I'm stupid. Snuzz says. I have a Para Ordnance 1911. That is my one of my 2 competition guns that I have. I am sure I sure am ready for the Artisan FF Bowel. It's Valor, VALOR, Bowel. Let's see here. They have, okay, so Beardo, they have several different versions. There's a flipper version. There's the button lock version. My only issue with that button lock one was that it didn't have a flipper. I really liked everything about it. It's AV Joe, which Spydercos? Pick one. Like, go to a store that sells Spydercos and go like this and go, I'm going to pick one that's got problems, and then just touch one. And I would hazard that it's a 90% chance, if not more, that you picked one. An occasional knife that's got bad QC is no skin off my shoulder as long as they fix it. But Benchmade always fixes my issues where Spyderco would not. The Cowles, what's up, Jack? So, Paul Derrick, I'm hoping to cross my fingers. Somebody told me that the Benchmades they've gotten recently have been better. I would have to get a couple in hand and see. But I'm not sure. Hey, halcinosis. Mushroom bad breath. That's what we'll go with your mushroom bad breath, because that's hallucination and halitosis all in one. And I figured that should just mushroom bad breath. That's your new nickname. Like, this is Jack the Tamarin Tiger. If you guys don't know what a Tamarin Tiger is, go look it up. It's a pirate organization in the Middle East. Is Crewware chippy? I have not done enough with Crewware to be able to tell you whether it was chippy or not. I do know that when I sharpened it, it seemed to be really, it was one of those steels that the way it felt on my stone, I'm like, I think that I'm going to like this. Jack, what's that clip? You didn't ask while I was there. It's a fishing hook. These were called the Gold Good Luck hooks. You used to be able to get them from Cabela's. This one was a gift. My father and I used to be in a fishing club in Ohio, and he bought that for me. And I had it in a box, and while we were moving stuff around, I found it. I was like, oh, I need to put that on my hat. I didn't know where it went. It had been missing for years. So this was something my dad got for me years ago, and it just clips on your hat. It's just a fishing hook that's bent over. Mine has blue paint on it because I was painting things today, and apparently I got my hat. Am I doing any Anna work? No. You guys would definitely know. I would make a community tab post. Mike. Yes. The answer to that is yes. I prefer the I, but I'll take the S. Who said something about Central Ohio? Erk, where are you at in Ohio? Because I'm from down Coshocton area, down southeast of Newark and Zanesville. Yes, Zanesville. We all know Zanesville is the meth capital of Ohio. What do you get in Ohio? What do you get in Zanesville? A lot of people bounce around a lot with fucked up teeth. I got to be careful. We got to be careful with how we approach these subjects. So from now on, if you're talking about the herbal essence, we're talking about IN or ST. Please don't write the whole thing out because I don't want to get this taken down. Beardo. Mike had a video idea for you. You can go over shop tools and what to look for in a grinder and other essentials for making knives. Actually did that video once before. It's way back in the day. I did it at Elliot's shop. Talked about tools that were required, tools that were good to have. At this point, I am back to bare bones. I have a grinder that has very limited capabilities. I do not have a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch contact wheel, which means that when I make handles and things like that, and I cut these out, I'm going to have to do a lot of hand file work on handle materials and things like that, which is cool because guess what? That takes me back to a point in making knives that's a little more rustic. And I think I'm going to get more enjoyment out of it. I just haven't felt up to making a knife lately. I've still got the issues with the doctor and I were talking about it. We think it's a mixture of carpal tunnel and nerve inflammation and damage because now I'm having problems with the area inside my thumb and not being able to, like, I had a real hard time the other day. I couldn't pick up small things that I knew I could. I was like, why can't I make my thumb do what I want? It's like it just wouldn't respond. So we're going to have to play that one by ear. I have been sharpening though. Do you know what the video is called? I want to watch it. Beardo, at this point, I've done probably live feeds combined, probably 1,300 videos. So no, I don't know. And if it's not up, if you go through and you find all of them, there's a good chance I'm still not going to do it. Cue ball, I've been wanting to try the Imperium. Yeah, it hurts like here. And then when I try to, like, it's just, I don't have the dexterity that I would want. And I've lost, like, somehow, like, suddenly, I've lost so much grip strength. And I don't know, like, I've got really strong hands. And I'm like, I was doing something today. I was like, why can't, a spray paint. And I was like, why do I feel like my whole arm is like tired from pushing the button on a spray can? I'm like, what in the actual fuck? Over. Still have to send you my knives, hopefully this weekend, and thanks. Don't worry, I've got plenty of stuff here. Yeah, it's bothersome, and it's what was this? Cue ball. What was this? Snuzz. I do things all the time now. I don't know. Tank. Oh, I got you. That has to be so frustrating. Your hand's not doing what you want. I think a lot of it is because I did, like, today it was bad. I woke up and I had slept on my arm like this. I woke up, I was like, oh God, why? Why do I do these things why do I do this to myself? Why are you like this? The universal Benchmade mindset appears to be everyone Benchmade has better fit. I just don't like the quality for what you're paying. You know what I mean? So, guys, I don't know how long we're going to do this. It's 8:40. I've been on for an hour, which means that I've been on technically for 3 hours because I was on with Jared. But we'll keep this. We'll give it and see how things go. Autocorrect always gets me wrong. Autocorrect. I think I said it in a live feed the other day. Autocorrect. That's the big question that people live with in society today. Do I turn off autocorrect and make myself look like an idiot? Or do I give my phone carte blanche and let my phone send things that make me look like an idiot? Either way, you're going to look like an idiot. Are you saying you need a piss, Mike? It's a good chance I might have to take a leak here a little bit. So, I've already, okay. So I already, damn it, cue ball. Let me get to this. I've already seen some of the Wingman EDC stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a good knife and stuff like that, but the one I saw was the little itty bitty one that Nico had with the oh God, I can't think of it now. The flipper tab that disappears. Was this working very early? Wish you all a great night. Take. Oh, hey, it's right there. Great night and rest of the week. Thanks, Mike. Later. Cue ball, I love having you in the feed. Guys, any of you guys who have donated, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Keeps the lights on. Literally. The Spark. Yeah, and I was not for the price. I really wasn't that impressed. I was like, I think a lot of it had to do with I knew it was going to be a small knife. But even Nico went, God damn, this thing's too little. like Nico is like, Nico looks like if you took a normal person and gave him bath and then to dry him off, put him in a dryer and they shrunk. And even for him, he was like, God damn, this knife's too little. It was an attractive knife, but I just think it was so expensive. I need to micturate. Yes. So if you guys don't know, micturate is the technical term. You defecate and you micturate. Those are the two scientific terms for shitting and pissing. And I think he's right. And I think you might be right too. I just I wasn't impressed with, there was a lot of things that I saw that were for what you paid for that Spark. There were some issues with how things were contoured, how things were married. And I'm like, let me give me a minute to go to the restroom. If you guys can hang out just for a second, I'm going to go. Yeah, literally micturate. There is no shit, only urine. Because as you know, not every pee is a poop, but every poop is a pee. So micturate, yeah, literally, no shit. So yeah, I'll be right back. I want to try and let me see here. I want to approach this in a fashion that doesn't seem condescending. So give me a moment to go make weed. I should be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I wish I had a co-host right at the moment. Wow, I didn't think that was ever going to end. So I'm back. I apologize. We had someone leave. I do believe I told everyone I was coming back. What's up, Josiah? Josiah's a Marine that's out here. He actually helped me move into this house. And he was like, wow, that garage looks about like it did when we just threw fucking everything in your garage. So I had to make weed, but don't forget that I had, this is my, I think I'm on this is 7 beers I've had tonight. At any rate, what I was saying was, I want to approach this in a proper manner. So there's some things out there that demand a price at a specific price point, and you can understand it. Like this knife. I know it's not a knife for everyone, but I cannot argue with the price. I understand all the stuff that goes into it. And the fact is, it's incredible. But so when I was at the California Custom Show, and I'm not going to throw out any names, and Jared and I had planned on, I was going to tell you guys something before that. So help me remember this. When she hears all, I actually went to the restroom and I looked down at the bowl and I'm like, I'm not flushing that. She was like, flush the toilet. I was like, it didn't even change color. She's like, flush the toilet. And I was like, God, what a waste of water. Like in your house, to if your wife didn't hear you pissing and the water didn't change color, do you flush? So leave it. Anyway, so so I was at the California Custom Show and I was at a table and there was a guy that had a $900 knife. And he was like, we were talking about it. And he goes, well, what do you think about it? And I was like, I wasn't filming at the time. And he was like, well, what do you think? And I was like, do you want an honest critique? And he goes, yeah, I know you got a YouTube channel. He's like, I've seen your videos. He's like, I want an honest critique. And I'm like, okay, like, please don't get upset when I tell you this. He's like, oh, okay. And I was like, your knife that's right here is not as good as the knife that I handled down there that is $400 cheaper. And he was like, wait. And I was like, see, this is why I don't like when somebody tells me they want an honest opinion. He goes, no, I really want the honest opinion. I was like, that knife down there was every bit as good, if not better, than this knife. And it's not like we're talking about apples and watermelons. We weren't talking like a full-on hand-built custom versus a production knife. This was the California Custom Show. This was basically two separate custom knives. And what had happened was that the guy down at the other end had done it more of a mid-tech style, but basically he had his parts basically either water jetted out or EDM'd out, and that was it. He made all the holes, he made all the cutouts, ground the blades, did the interface, did the refinishing. The only thing that he didn't do was the cutout part and make his own bearings and shit like that. So, and I was like, so my question is, you guys are basically doing the same process. Why don't you figure out what he's doing so you can offer a competitive price? I was like, because he's going to eat your lunch all day and twice on Sunday. Because the fact is, obviously, and I mean, the guy was like, that's the whole thing about the knife world. Like, people are like, this is who I have. And you see people talk about it at knife shows. Like, how did you get this done? Well, I got a supplier that does this. And some people are willing to tell you, but some people aren't willing to tell you, I should say. But most people are going to be like, yeah, that's like, this is just basically, I had these guys do this. I had this. I used this. I used scrap this. I had some leftover steel. I sent it in for water jet, whatever. And a lot of times those guys are going to give you that information quite freely. Like, you would be surprised the sharing of information at knife shows. Now, there are some little trade secrets that people won't give up. You know, like some people, there's nothing that, like, Richie was like, Richie B, he did a finish on a knife and he goes, you want to guess how I did it? I was like, no. I was like, you going to tell me? He's like, no. I was like, even if I guessed it, you're not going to tell me. There's some people that really, I've never shied away from telling anybody how I did anything. Never have. There are some little things, like maybe like little tweaks and things like that I'll do, like certain things that I won't show you how to do just because, well, like, even if I did, you still weren't going to be able to do it the way I did. But, like, you know, there's definitely people out there that will share secrets. And then some people are like, there's no secrets in the knife world anymore. Everybody uses Steve Kelly pellet pivots. Everyone uses Steve Kelly screws. Everyone uses Steve Kelly standoffs. That's not a secret anymore. What's up, Bill? No, I don't think Richie B would, because he already told me that he wouldn't tell me, like, the one thing. But the whole thing is, like, none of this stuff's proprietary. Like, the ceramic coating I use, it's not proprietary. The guys at Farron Forge told me how to do it. They've told so many other people. And then people are just, like, amazed at, like, oh, I didn't know it was that easy. Now, I taught Chris over at Cerberus Knives. He won't tell anyone. I'm like, well, like, I put it out there. I'll tell you exactly how I did it. I did a fucking video about it. What's up? Wait, what's going on with Matisfaction? What happened? Still can't talk too well yet, but on the mend. What happened? Shopcat's in the house. Shopcat is not Shopcat anymore. Shopcat's my wife's lap cat. She bought a goddamn frog hat for that cat for Christmas. I wish I had the video of it. But yeah, Matisfaction, let me know what's going on. I don't know. Were you sick or did you have something happen? I'm glad you like it, Aiden. I actually had to touch up so that you know, I basically rehand satined that knife for you before I mailed it. So she did not bribe the cat with delicious eats. She basically was in there and fucking the cat was like, oh, this person is always in the house. And that idiot's always out in the garage. The garage isn't where I want to be. I want to be in the house. So the cat's in the house. And here's the thing. I don't care. Because the fact is, I don't foresee myself doing knife mods. I was never a knife modder. I did some knife mods. People are like, oh, you're a knife maker. I was like, no, not a knife maker. Oh, you're a knife modder. No, I'm not a knife modder. I'm a knife sharpener. I dabbled in some of the other stuff, and like I've got down with the sickness. Oh dear. Have you? I don't want to talk about it. Never mind. I'm lubricated enough that I would say something that would get me in trouble with the overlords that I work for. However, I am thinking about starting. God, I can't wait till full30.com has live feeds. If I do live feeds, you guys will hear some shit that, God damn, you'd hear some angry vitriol. Just coming right out. Just like, God, geez, he's so angry. I try to keep it like this. This is actually like therapy for me. It keeps me in check because there's so many things I want to say that I'm so angry about. I just can't say them here. So I treat it like therapy. I did get an awesome knife today. Let's see here. Max Ace Sandstrom. I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to make a statement. Yes, Rumble does do live feeds. I'm going to make a statement right now. I don't like giant mouse knives. There, I've said it. I just don't like them. They just don't have anything that really appeals to me. I shouldn't say I don't like giant mouse knives. I just don't like any of the current giant mouse knives. Oh, guys, I wanted to show you something. I forgot in the last 3 live feeds that I had something I wanted to show you. You're trying to get me angry. I had something come in. I'm going to give you guys a preview. I am going to do a video about it. You guys know that I like the good God, Joe. I'm going to approach that in a minute. Jesus, God in heaven. I hope you like that knife. So you guys know I'm a big fan of that retro arcade, the miniature arcade cabinets that I have. I will address this in a moment. Good God, it's too much. That's not a wise investment, Joe. So I have a Hotline 1600. So this is not an actual Walkman. So if you remember the original Walkman, the Sony Walkman was called a Hotline. I'll explain that in a minute. But what this is what looks like a Hotline. This is a battery bank, and it even has wireless charging capabilities. It's just made to look like an old retro, an old retro tape deck. What material? Okay, I got to know, what material did you put in, Joe? What? Oh, I know. What did you buy? And so we'll get into why it was called a Hotline. The old Hotline, I'm old enough to remember the original generation Walkman, Sony Walkman, and I couldn't afford one, the Hotline. You actually had like a double, it was like a split set of head. It was 2 sets of headphones, and you connected them together with this Y thing. And then when you would hit the Hotline button, it had a microphone. Now, it didn't record. What it would do is the microphone would play you singing to the music through the headphones. And it was called a hotline because you could hotline it directly in so that you could hear yourself singing. And that's where the microphone was. That's why it was called a hotline. But these are cool. And this is a 16,000 milliamp hour charger bank. And I've been playing with it. I have charged my phone 3 times with it. And the battery spot only went down once. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I have a missile command cabinet coming from them to turning it off. I have a missile command cabinet coming from them, and I'm going to do a review on when it shows up. Have I ever reviewed the Kaiser SLT? It's a John Gray design. I have not, but I'm going to email John and see if we can't get John Gray on the podcast. He said he was cool with coming on. And I like John. John's just a big, grumpy, hot mess. And it's a lot of fun being around John because John's he's one of those guys that you just like, he's not doing anything funny, but you laugh. You know what I mean? John's just a fucking nut. Cool. I have an Xbox One that a buddy of my husband's put every video game ever made in every country at the time, 2003, with a custom blue case. Anyone interested? Mike, I think you need a Rockstead shoe. I've this feeling that says, Nuz, you need a Rockstead shoe. You think you need one. I haven't seen the shoe. Let's look that up. And then I'll show you the cabinet the asteroids or the missile command cabinet that's coming. Rockstead shoe, SHU. And then images. Is that the Oh, I would say that you probably don't need it, but you should get one anyway and send one to me, Snuzz. Just saying Missile Command has you put on a watch list. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. It is New Wave Toys. I'm going to actually share this. I didn't pull up the other one. Let's see here. New Wave Toys. You have one day. Let's pull this up. I'm going to share this page. Sweet nab, Stacy. I don't even know what we're talking about. I clicked on something apparently. Wait. Oh, no. When you drop a coin in a phone booth, it gave each coin denomination tone. People use a Walkman to hack it back. Yes, I actually have done that. I'm old enough that I remember phone hacking. I remember when you would record, like if you knew how much it cost to call a friend, you would record you would record the tones as you dropped them once and then hang up, get your money back if you knew how much it was going to cost you. And then you could just do that over and over again. And mine was like, I just dropped like $1 in quarters. And every time I would just play it back and play the tones and you're like, cool. And I never paid for a fucking phone call to my buddy. They will just go down there. Anyway. Yeah, it's called freaking. That's what it was. Phone freaking. I didn't know how to do that. Not gonna, I probably shouldn't say that I was basically breaking the freaking law, but I did. Okay, so let's pull up this Chrome tab and share this. And then I will come back to close that. Let me come back here and get rid of that comment. So basically, there's 2 different kinds. They have like the original, and then they have the one on the right here, which was the field command cabinet. So it's like 2 different things, but these are available. I have this one. As you can see, I have this. I have the change machine. I have one of these. I have some of these. I I don't know what that is, but you can see I have the asteroids cabinet. I have they have a bunch of different ones that they did. So at any rate, New Wave Toys, they're really cool. They're good. They're good. I mean, they're really good people. They linked my video like in their thing when I did a what was this? FKKKK, you weren't joking. What was this? What do you mean I wasn't joking? EDC Oz. I don't understand what you mean by fuck, you weren't joking. I don't know what I missed. The mini cannon that Levon has, that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, I did videos about it. I have the 1942, I have the change machine, I have the asteroids cabinet, I have the carpet, and all that stuff's over there, and I have another cabinet coming. Now, I cannot confirm nor deny whether I purchased those, but I was told one is coming. I have not purchased everything from them. But I do, because the fact is that like they're great. They're fun. I play that 1942 cabinet all the time. Like I'll be in the middle of editing. I'm like, I had to take a break, and I'll just go over and I'll push the coin in button and I'll just play a game of 1942, and then I'll come back and I'll finish editing. It's a nice little sanity break. The asteroids cabinet's a little bit different. I wish it was a low boy cabinet like the 1942, because the asteroids cabinet is more vertical and I have to tip the thing back to see it. With the 1942 cabinet, it's at an angle, just like I'd stand over it. Oh, I got you. I remember playing Dragon's Lair back in the day, the quarters. Oh my God. Do you guys remember there was the holographic game called Time? I can't remember what it was. And so you look at it, it was holograms. And it was one of those ones where you had to push the right button at the right time, and it was a draw, and there was all kinds of stuff. It was like, $1942 was the ultimate quick stop in for a great 5 minutes game. And well, 1942, and it has 1943. So it has both. And it has a secondary controller, which is up there. So if you want to play 2-player, you can actually plug it into the back and play 2-player, because 1942 was a take turns 2-player game. Like player 1 died, player 2 came in, then back and forth, right? 1943 was side by side. So there was 2 controllers, but that game cabinet only has 1 set of controllers. And so you have a secondary controller for the second person. What was this? Anyone remember Golden Sword or Golden Axe? It was Golden Axe, Mac. It was Golden Axe and Golden Axe 2, and they were great on the arcade. Golden Axe was a great game. Super good graphics for its day. I may or may not have it on my PSP. I may or may not have a whole bunch of emulators on a cracked PSP. Golden Axe. That was a great game. Joust was fun. There's a lot of games that we played back in the day. I have got a knife that I'm conflicted about. And you guys are going to see the video about it on Monday. Contra and Metal Slug. I have a dual system game that's upstairs in the bedroom. Wait. 1942. Let me go get it. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Because this is exactly the version of it I remember. This is exactly what a 1942 cabinet looked like when I was a kid. It's exactly this. This is exactly what it looked like. Had the top secret instructions here. Had this thing here. I can't remember what it changed. And then this is exactly what it looked like. And when you would turn it on, I'm trying to see here. So the marquee will come on. I did a video about this. There we go. So the marquee lights up, then the screen comes on, and you can play this. And so the angle sits, but like, I mean, it's actual wood. It's made out of wood. Capcom, 1942. Let me pull up the menu here. And then so you can bring up 1942. Let's see, it should start. They did a Street Fighter. This is 1943 and a 1942 cabinet. This thing should start playing on its own. Oh, and they're battery powered. When I have So when I have this and the asteroids cabinet both on, and they're both just playing like it's called a tracked mode. So you have access to dip switches in the menu. You can turn that off. Yeah. Nice thing is it has a volume control. But the demo mode works. Yeah, the demo mode works. And so does the asteroids cabinet. So I'll be out here and I'll have those on, and it sounds like an arcade. And I'm trying to figure out, like, Missile Command, I know also did that. So it's going to be. Can't sleep. That's because you. Ow. This is what you need to do. I'm going to tell you right now. You need to download. There's an app called. It's a self-hypnosis. It's not that relax app. There's another one. So it definitely, like, if you can't sleep, that's what I would recommend. It's a self-hypnosis thing. So, but yeah, they have a bunch of these, and I have not seen them reissue a cabinet yet. So if you don't get one, you probably aren't going to get one. I am not going to lay. This one's serialized. This one is number. There were only 5,000 of these. There's only 5,000 of these cabinets. And like I said, they're actual wood. They're solid. Like, it's built just like the old cabinets were. So time to get rid of the washing machine and replace with a deep fryer. Oz had arcades in. Helps when you close your eyes. Stop mixing your vodka with Red Bull. That'd help. So this garage is full of smoke. Guys, I got to put this coil out. This mosquito coil, because the garage, I can't even see. Like, it's hurting my eyes. We reached the point, I don't think there's any mosquitoes that are out here that are alive. So, there. I think we got that turned on. It's like literally. Oh, shit. I was going to. This is my. Wait. Got to work early. I didn't. Did you. Wait. Did you? Oh, man. Irk, if you did a donation, I'm sorry I didn't see it. I don't know where it's at, but I appreciate it if you did. So, Jack, I can't sleep when if I take codeine or morphine or any of those, I get to itching and I can't sleep. So, like I said, Irk, if you did and I didn't see it, I apologize. Thank you. I would have rung the bell. Sorry. I was talking to my sister. All right, you guys ready for this? I was talking to my sister the other day, and I woke up, and so I don't know. Hey, there it is. I don't know if it, or if you're already gone. I don't know if it just didn't show up. What is this? Mike, make a video of that Mattisfaction. We need to get Mattis. Oh shit! Hang on a second. We need to get Mattisfaction. Make a video of that Mattisfaction. We need to get Mattisfaction, No Mojo in the same place where you can see if we can get a time machine or some shit whipped up. I don't know what we're talking about, but now I forget what I was going to tell you guys. Shit. I had something I wanted to tell you guys. Damn it. I had something that I wanted to tell you guys, and I can't remember what it was, but I will tell you, I hate the Google Fi commercials. Like if you guys are watching my YouTube videos and you get a Google Fi ad at the beginning, I apologize. I hate them. They suck. These Google Fi ads are horrible, and I can't remember what I was going to tell you guys about. It must not have been that important. I do know that I want to try and have... It was something I wanted to tell you guys too. And now I can't remember what it was. I don't have ads. Oh, okay. So at any rate, so being from Ohio, no, I already talked about that. I said I'm not gonna, you guys are gonna see the video. I'm just gonna do the video. So being from Ohio and being from the foothills of the mountains, I mean, we get some crazy snow where I'm from. And I was gonna talk with Jared about this on his feed because I thought it would be more apt to have Jared there for it. But so like when it snowed, the couple times it has snowed out here, like you got to drive to get to it, like up into the mountains, and like it's still not that much snow. It's just like a little bit. And you're like, so you look at it, like I look at Californians, I'm like condescending. I'm like, that's not fucking snow. You don't know what snow is. And then someone from California goes to where like I live or where Jared lives, and then they see snow and they're like, oh my God, that's what snow is. California has their own version of that, and it's fog. So we would get fog at the old house, but I'm like almost 10 miles closer to the ocean than I was. I'm closer to 6. I'm 6 miles closer to the ocean. I'm literally like 3 miles from the ocean. Like if I go up the hill, I can see the ocean. And so when it gets foggy here, like fog, like we had fog growing up. We have a morning. Oh, it's really foggy this morning. If a Californian that lived close to the coast went to Ohio and saw what we considered heavy fog, they'd be like, this isn't fog. Literally, like, they'd be like, fuck, this isn't fog. You can breathe in this. It was so foggy here the other day that I walked outside. I was like, oh, I couldn't wrap my head around how foggy it was, because literally, like, the ocean's right there. And there's so much moisture in air at that time. It was like 98 or 99% humidity. Like the air, there could hold no more water. And if you went outside, you were like, oh my God. There was so much water in the air. It was like, you know how, you know, the humidifiers, you'd be sick and you would like, it would blow, and you do it like all kids do it. You're like, there was too much water in the air to breathe outside. Really, it was unsafe to be outside. I started coughing. That's what fog is like if you are close to the ocean. I'm like, good God. I bitch about Californians driving in the wet when it's rainy and stuff like that. I would not have been comfortable getting in a car and driving with as foggy as it was. And like I could hear cars like going up and down the road. And I'm like, they're fucking driving in this, which I guarantee is what people from California say when they see Ohioans driving when there's like 3 feet of snow on the ground. Like they're fucking driving in this. You believe this shit? Like I honestly was like, I can't believe. And I would imagine it's like that out, huh? You don't know fear till you're out on the 805 and it's foggy. Yeah, like, and I mean, it's really foggy. You drive the 805 in a fog and like you can't see a fucking thing. Like I went outside, I was going to take a picture of it. There's nothing to take a picture of. You couldn't get a picture. I would imagine because it was already foggy. It was already foggy. When it was already foggy when I brought the kid home from school at 4:30 today. Like it was already foggy. Like you're like, wow, is it smoky? And then I realized it's just all coming in off the ocean. I'm like, good God, I bet it's like that outside right now. Let me open the garage door and see. I'm just curious. I'm gonna open the garage door and see what it's like outside. Is it foggy out? I think it's foggy-ish, but it's definitely not foggy like it was the other night. Yeah, that fog is Ragnarok fog. Where are you going, Cayenne? Where's she going? Cayenne, no. There's cars in the street. Don't let her out there. Chair stream. Yeah. I don't know what my daughter had to go out to the car for. Hello, cat. Hello, dog. Do you want to come in and say hi to everyone?
I have pants on.
Yeah, I know you have pants on.
Oh, it's so inverted. It's weird.
Yeah, it's actually mirrored like it would be on an actual mirror. Yeah. So like nothing's reversed. Bye. Hey, no, let the dog and the cat back in, please. They don't need to stay out here. Kids, this is what happens when you have kids. They fuck up everything.
That was not nice.
They fuck up everything. I'm just kidding. I had a real bad morning once going to work at Dana Point years ago in some heavy fog. Lady had dementia and parked her car on the shoulder, wandered into the freeway in front of a box. Ooh, God. Yeah. It's literally, I've seen fog, but I've never seen fog. Even I've been in California. I've seen fog in California. Until we moved closer to the ocean, I didn't realize it's ugly sometimes. So I told her to put the animals back in. The cat's still here with me. If anyone has a teenager, tell me how you get them to listen to every fucking word you say. Like, not just like the first 3 words out of your mouth. Well, I heard you say this. You didn't hear the amplifying instructions at the end? Like, go put it on the table in the kitchen, not my workbench, not the coffee table, not on the counter. Go put your stuff in the sink and then pour water in it. I go out and there's like oatmeal in the sink that has set up like concrete. Like you grab the spoon and you pick the whole fucking bowl up and you're like, I said, put it in the sink. Pour some fucking water in it. And I know she used to be smart. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know. Like, she used to be like accelerated learning and things like that. Just pants with shoes inside them. It took a good second to comprehend what was happening. I don't know. So, well, guys, we're coming up on the end, and I still have 2 beers. Come here. You want to come here? Come on. I'll let you climb up in my lap. Come on. Come up. Come here. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. There you are. Chug, 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 chug. You are a pleasant animal. You really, really are. So sometimes you got to flex on them. Here's the thing. She's a good kid. She just doesn't fucking listen sometimes. What? Hey. Yeah, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Oh, it's a good boy. Sit like this. Just lean back like this. I'll just rub your belly for you. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Aiden sent some money. Put you back there. Oh, so Aiden sent some money because I didn't intend him to. I forgot that every time I show. That cat is just the most loving animal with the dog, like they're tied with the dog. Like literally, they both all they want is love all the time. The cat even likes the dog. Like the cat will give the dog kisses and they'll snuggle till the cat's fed up with it, and then she'll smack her. He hasn't scratched the dog yet. He smacked her. So I have the male. So Mike planning on staying in California? I don't know. So Ed said, how come you don't let your hair grow again? I didn't like it the first time. I grew it to donate it. I donated it to a charity to make wigs because my father had passed from cancer, and I was just like, I wanted to do something. So I grew my hair long, and I hated it. Literally couldn't stand it. It drove me insane. That's probably about the longest my hair's been since the incident where I wound up shaving my beard off because I fucked up and got down into my beard. That's one of the issues. They do have skate rinks in Texas. It's not so much the availability of ice rinks. It's more the availability of coaches of the caliber that she needs to maintain the level she's at. It has nothing to do with firearms laws or knife laws or business laws or taxes or any of that stuff. Like, would I like to live somewhere else that's a little cheaper? Yeah, absolutely. But the fact is, you guys have definitely, guys like Rubicon and Mocked Clown and Snuzz and Aiden and everybody you see that has a little mark next to their name have made it possible for me to make this a thing. It's actually becoming a thing. The paid memberships have basically doubled the income I was making on YouTube. And am I making what I was making before? Absolutely not. But is it at a level where I can kind of sustain? Yes, that's where we're at. We are. And if things stay the way they are, where they continue to grow, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate it. YouTube sends all kinds of surveys out to groups of people, and they're always asking about certain things. And one of the big things that I tell them is I love the interaction that I get from the paying members, like the core subscribership. And it's also a tool to kind of see, like, what direction is the channel going to go? Is it growing or is it stagnant? Is it falling off? Is it starting to go down? The paid memberships actually is more of an indicator to me than like views and counts and things like that. Yeah, I would feel like my head would get too hot during the summer and I would let my hair. Mine's not that. Mine was the fact that it was in my face. It was in my mouth. It was in my ears. It blew everywhere. It just drove me nuts. Here's like, see, I'm not saying that she's a bad kid. I'm just saying she doesn't always listen. Like, I can deal with the not listening as long as she's like not getting in trouble. She's not doing drugs. She's not getting pregnant. She's not boy crazy. She's not into any of the crap that I don't want her to be into. She's into skating. I just want her to listen more and not roll her eyes. But that makes me want to break her head. But the fact is, like, I go to places like Walmart and I see other kids and I'm like, God, I'm so glad that my kid acts the way she does. Does she drive me crazy? Yeah. But I don't think she'd drive anyone else crazy. Like, I'm not embarrassed to have my daughter with me in public. I see other people's kids and I'm like, good God, I would lock that kid in the fucking basement. I would tie that kid to a fucking radiator. I would never take that child out in public. Never heard of a cast iron skillet. Haha, but if it worked, I'd be afraid. Cast iron skillets are great. She doesn't have ADHD. She does have ADHD. She just manages it really well. Somebody's like, oh, your daughter might have ADHD. You should probably get her on Ritalin. I was like, how about I don't drug my fucking child and I let my child live her life? Like, that's my big thing. Like, all these fucking people like, oh, you should do this. You should do that. And I was like, how about you stay the fuck out of my business? There's nothing wrong with my child. Oh, your child, like, she might need this. I'm like, she might not need fucking anything. How about this? She's got straight A's in school. She skates, and she also has her side projects that she does. Is she on Adderall? Fuck no, she's not on Adderall. Yeah, because that's what, when a child doesn't do exactly what you tell them, no, you don't need something for ADHD. You know what you need? You need a parent like me, like, hey, dial it in. Fucking pay attention. That's what they need. And that's what I do. I'm like, hey, focus. Fucking focus. I have ADHD. I don't take drugs for it. I had ADHD I had ADD when I was a kid. You know what my dad would do? He'd get like an inch from my face and fucking yell at me. He's like, pay the fuck attention. You're like, okay. I got you. I'm tracking. That's what you need. I do not subscribe to drugging your children just because, like, oh, well, don't. I don't want to get into it. I'm gonna get real upset because I think that the majority of children with ADHD get drugged because their parents are fucking lazy. I'm an actual parent. I'm involved. I pay attention to what my kid does in school. That's one of the big things. Like, oh my God, this stuff that's going on in schools. I'm like, oh my God, that shit's been going on for a while. If you were an actual parent, you would have fucking noticed it before your kids were going to school from home. You would have been checking their curriculum. Why do you think my daughter is in a charter school and not in general public school? There's a reason. I personally don't agree with a lot of the things that are being taught in school. Am I saying that makes those teachers bad teachers? No, I'm just saying I don't agree with it. If I personally don't agree with it, I will just choose. I didn't try to, I didn't go and try and protest. I just pulled my kid out of that school. I'm like, you know what? That I don't agree with that. I don't agree with what's being taught. I don't like that curriculum. I'm going to put my kid in a school where they have a curriculum that's commensurate to what I would want my child to be taught. Snuzz, I'm not even gonna touch that one. I'm not even gonna put that one up. So, I don't agree with some of the things that were being taught, or I don't agree with things that, we put my daughter in a arts academy and she was in the ballet program, and they were like, oh, this is where kids can come to cultivate what they're passionate about. And they kept saying that. And then I was like, okay, well, my daughter has to go to Virginia and Washington, within a month of each other. So she missed 8 days of school out of 45. And they were like, oh, we got to have a conference about this. And I was like, what do you mean you have to have a conference about this? It was an excused absence. I told you she was going. I told you what she was going for. And she signed a self-study plan, which I was told guaranteed that her grades would not drop because she wasn't in class. So oh yeah, but her attendance. I'm like, her attendance was something we addressed, telling you that she was going to Virginia and Washington as a competitive skater, and then also going to the Netherlands. And they're like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, she's got to go to the Netherlands. And they're like, oh, this good. I was like, great. Guess what? I won't let my daughter go to the school anymore. And so we put her in an online charter school. And she seems to be doing very well. I had really bad, but my mom read ADHD books, taught me extreme time management skills. Yes, I personally think that if you're on drugs for ADHD, I don't see it as being a requirement. I had ADD when I was a kid. I honest to God had ADD. I drink coffee, not so much because I'm sleepy. I drink coffee because I honest to God think I'm self-medicating for ADHD. There's no reason for anyone to drink as much caffeine as I do and still sleep. Because while I joke that if caffeine was a human being, it would be Jared Neeves, I drank a 10-cup pot of coffee before noon today. I can drink coffee and go right to sleep. But I honestly don't think I need to be putting stuff in my daughter's system that could, over the long term, be detrimental. Like caffeine, it's a proven thing. It really is not that bad. I don't know. We're not going to get into it because I'm going to start talking about the jab and then I'm going to get mad. Was no ADHD was not, and it was ADD back then, and it was caffeine just makes me sleepy a lot of times. It depends on when I drink coffee. The reason for the bullfrogs was I was a piece of shit teenager. And my dad was a cop, and everyone's like, "You can't do stuff because your dad's a cop." And I'm like, "Yeah, watch me." It was 100% being rebellious and being cops, kids, and preachers' kids. We're the worst. We are the fucking worst because you got something to prove. You got to be able to prove that you're the. Like, I can be a bad kid too, just because my dad's a cop, and then that leads to your dad having to come pick you up at the jail at fucking 11 o'clock at night. Well, 1 o'clock in the morning, actually, like an hour after he got home and had just crawled into bed. It was an interesting evening, and your father picking you up at the jail, going, you don't like, doesn't even say anything, just looks at you, and goes, and walks away, and then goes, "Go get in the car." And then when you get in the car, and he gets in and he sits and he turns like this because he's driving, and he turns and looks at you and was like, "I should have eaten you while your bones were still soft." That's what you get. I stopped taking my ADD meds for years till my accident. My memory was messed up bad, causing me to become depressed because I couldn't remember anything. Actually, my memory has gotten worse over time. And I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure if it's head traumas, which I've had a bunch of, or the jazz cabbage, or a combination of just getting old and jazz cabbage and head trauma. But I'm at the point where I can't remember shit anymore. I forget the names of things that I know. I actually, guys, literally, this is the first I've drank since, I don't know, Wednesday last week, something like that. I don't know. I don't even have booze here at the house. I only drink when I do live feeds. It's the only time I drink these days. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I drank a lot before. There's a good chance that I may have damaged those brain cells when I was younger, but I really don't drink that much these days. Do I believe joining the military would correct a lot of this ADHD stuff? I believe that joining the military would correct a lot of the society stuff. Well, the military that I came up in. I think that every adult person, every adult male, female, I don't care. I think every person should do a commensurate 4 years in the military. It was one of the best things that ever. Like, I wouldn't, guys, I'd be in fucking prison if I hadn't joined the military. I would be in prison. I swear to God. If it 100% was the military taught me, one, the military taught me a trade. They taught me that I could have a purpose. Like, I know, like when you're in school, like your teachers teach you these things. They teach you all this stuff, but they don't teach you a purpose. Being in the military, I actually felt like I had a purpose. Like, I was taught, like, you do this job. That's your purpose. Like, you're here for this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I know you can get that in the workforce, but I don't think I would have ever been as rewarded having done it anywhere but in the military. And I just hate to see the things that are happening in the military. Like all the shit that's going on in the military. Like all the stuff that I keep hearing. Like all the things that are going the wrong fucking direction. That's not the military I joined. The military I was in, you were taught a purpose. You were taught that you're fucking expendable. Don't get too full of yourself. We can replace you with anyone. Like, guess what? If you die tomorrow, the Navy still keeps going. One, that teaches you right off the bat. They're like, you don't fucking matter, but you have a purpose, and it's a useful one. if you do this job, you endo a forklift. God, that was kind of scary. Like, and everybody's like, oh, you're afraid it was going to blow up? I was like, no, I'm afraid the thing was going to go all the way over and fucking kill me. That wouldn't, okay, Snuzz, that would not work for me because I much rather prefer, I drink way faster and way more if I'm drinking out of a glass. I remember when people tied up in the courts for something, given a choice, jail or military. I'm probably one of those last people. I really am one of those last people. So look, boy, you can either go to jail or you can join the military. I was like, I'm going to recruiter tomorrow. I think the biggest thing is everybody believes that they're more important than they actually are. That's the biggest thing in the military. Right in the military, they squash that, especially if you're Marine or like a black shoe military. Like in the Navy, I mean, like me, like weapons guys. They'll tell you right now, it's like, dude, like your life expectancy in actual combat is quite short. Like you're out on the deck of a ship with a 50 cal machine gun. What makes you think that anyone that's trying to prevent us from doing what we're doing is not going to target you first? One, you're expendable. You don't matter near as much as you think you do. But you're important because you have a purpose. Are you expendable? Yeah. Yeah. Are you, do you still have a purpose? Yes. Do you still forward the mission? Yes. Like you got to balance that and having that in your head that you're like, dude, I'm just a cog. I'm a point on the gear of a cog. I'm one of the little points on that gear that runs this entire system. And once you can acknowledge yourself that you're at sometimes basically nothing more than a walking fucking sandbag for the guy behind you, you can justify that in your head. It makes your life so much easier. Remember in PE when that kid wouldn't sit for roll call, so everyone had to run extra laps. Pretty sure that isn't a thing anymore. Tooth. Are you agreeing with me? Yeah, I mean, it puts life in perspective. Like, I don't know how they treat it now, but like back in the day, like you came in and they're like, you at this point are a shower shoe. What? Because you don't even qualify to be a boot. And that's what I always call you guys. Boot. Which comes from the old nautical terms because boot camp was where guys came out and they had boots. They would come to well, let me retract that. Guys on ships were really proud of how tough their feet were and they could climb the rigging and all that shit. And so new guys to the Navy always wore shoes, footwear, or boots into the rigging because their feet were soft. And eventually they got rid of their boots and they were no longer boots. So that's why they call them, hey, boots, because you didn't even rank a name at that point because you were not even like a real part of the crew because you were still wearing your boots. Then they started calling your name and it carried out. And then they started having, we need training and they called it boot camp. And it just kept going. And we called them chucks or shower shoes. You don't even rank being called a boot yet. You're a chuck or a shower shoe, So Ken Harris, if you die, your job will be posted before you're in the ground. Your job will be filled. If you die in combat, somebody's going to fill that spot. Like, so I say, don't ever get so full of yourself because you were in the military and you got shot. Somebody's taking that job, whether they're of your rank or whatever, it doesn't matter. They're taking that spot. Somebody is taking your spot because it's got to keep going. Just a thread in a conveyor belt, just a thread. So it does a lot for you, knowing your place in the world, knowing that you can have a purpose, but still be basically, I don't want to say worthless, but knowing that you have a purpose, but are fully expendable, it puts a lot of things in the world in perspective. You don't get too full of yourself after that. You really don't. I mean, a lot of people will tell you, oh, Mike's conceited and he does all this for like the dopamine. I enjoy interacting with you guys. This has nothing to do with it. I'd be perfectly fine with not having myself on camera. Like if this was an audio, this would be fine. How many beers deep is Mike? Mike is 6 beers. You've seen me more. You've seen me drunker. This is great advice, even for normal jobs. It's just great advice just for life in general. Everyone is just expendable. It really is. Are you done walking them dogs? Their eggs and ham. David, we need to do a live feed together. Yeah, that's just a warm up. Yeah, that's just a warm up. I think. I don't know. What are you doing? Oh shit, you work weird hours, Dave. I was gonna say maybe we could have you on Friday. Do you work Friday, David? I'm gonna DM you after that. After this, we're second generation kids being told that everything do is wonderful. You know what? I never let my daughter have a participation trophy. We always left them at the ice rink. I think she kept a couple of them just because they were kind of cool. We're in Mike's Ain't Done a Coffee Talk in the Morning part of mental health event. Oh. Do you guys miss the morning coffee feeds? I'm just curious because we could convert some of these into morning coffee feeds. The only thing is you guys that are paying members saw how my mornings go. Usually I'm pretty busy in the morning. I was up this morning. I was out here in the garage at 6:30 this morning, getting started on stuff, packing stuff up to ship out. And then I had to get all that stuff ready to paint. My wife was like, I was like, hey, did you see I painted your clothes racks outside so you can hang stuff up outside as soon as they dry? And she's like, yeah. I was like, they're blue. She's like, yeah, it's ugly. I was like, you said you wanted fucking blue. She's like, I don't care. I was like, well, why the fuck was it even an issue? Why did you pick a color? Why did they just paint them white? Oh, of course you do. I enjoy this because by the time 7:30 my time rolls around, I'm done for the day. Like I'm done. I'm checking out. And I don't like drinking alone, so I have you guys. Noon Pacific talks would work. It's not happening, Ken. Noon Pacific, I am in the middle of everything at noon Pacific. I'm either filming, editing, sharpening, grinding, fabricating something, painting something, taking my kid to the ice rink, something midday. Not good. I'm typically filming and editing. I'm not gonna lie, I've been lazy. I took some time off. So if you guys are wondering why my beard looks a good bit darker, maybe a little bit fuller than the videos, it's because most of the videos you guys are watching, I filmed like 3 weeks ago. I'm not gonna lie, I filmed one video this week, and that was the Lancer, the LV Knives Lancer. That's the only video I filmed this week because I'm not gonna lie, I needed some fucking time off, and there was a lot of shit that just around the house that needed done. I had a friend that was leaving because his mother-in-law is real sick and is about to pass away, and I wanted to get to see him. I only got to see him for a couple hours, and I didn't give it. It was Spitfire knows him. It's my buddy Rich that had the truck and everything. I didn't help him as much as I wanted to, but that dude gave me an entire set of DeWalt cordless tools. And when I say an entire set, like I have a jigsaw, I have an impact driver, I have 2 impact drivers, one with a chuck for like an impact wrench, and I have an impact driver, a drill, a jigsaw, a grinder, a circular saw, and like 8 batteries. Like he gave me the whole set. I mean, we'll get it figured out. We'll play it by ear, even if it's one of those things where we have to pre-record it and then everybody gets to watch it later, and I do it almost like a premiere. We could do that, but it would be just you and I. I don't know how I got these 375 milliliter bottles of Irish apple juice, but they do not last worth a damn. I do not recommend this size. It's for itty bitty. I have one of those here somewhere as well. Mine is a little low. That's the Irish apple juice just doesn't last. The Jameson's just doesn't last around here. It winds up in a lot of coffee. It does wind up in coffee on. So Saturday mornings, if I'm not going anywhere, and definitely Sunday mornings, I do start my day with a little bit of Irish coffee. I'm not gonna lie. I do like I'll wake up and I'll do a little bit of wake and bake, and I'll have a little bit of whiskey in my coffee, a little bit of jazz cabbage, and just start my day off. And that usually is just a good start for a good Sunday when I know I'm just going to do movie day. You can ask you can ask Murky Ocean. Like Murky Ocean can tell you, he's like, oh yeah, Mike is fucking quite liberal on what he says. Like quite. I don't hold back in the comment section on the movie days. So in the movie day chat, I say shit that I would never say on YouTube. I talk about the Fauci. Oh no, this is Anthony Fauci. Oh my god. He sounds like I heard David Landau say it. He's like, he sounds like a Jerky Boys character. Yeah, he broke my leg. Oh my god. That's next, Mike. I have to extend this. This itty bitty sipping bottle of coffee drink is coming next. Oh God. So it's been 2 hours and 11 minutes. I think I'm going to end this here in a minute. Has anyone got anything that they wanted to talk about? Anybody get anything new? I've got blue paint. I have blue paint on my finger. Sapphire blue, to be precise, because that's what color my wife's clothes racks are. So yeah, I've like I said, I've had a bunch of stuff that I just have not gotten to. I do have something. I may give it away. I have a pneumatic nail gun, but I don't have an air compressor. I'm gonna find somebody that needs that. Snuzz, I have a new React Exo for about a week and a half. Hey, stop scratching my couch. Hey, come here. Come here. Stop scratching the couch. He came out and he was like, what? Got a couple new pry bars this week. I got the Max Ace today. Got a couple new pry bars last week. Rubicon, do me a favor. Shoot me the tracking on that package you said you sent. And I can't remember if it's get yourself a fifth of monkey shoulder scotch. If you don't like it, I'll refund your money. I love scotch. I just have a tendency. Like scotch is one of those ones that I'm like, I get to drinking it. And I'm just like, I don't feel good. Like I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I don't feel well. And it doesn't matter if I drink a lot. I love scotch. Don't get me wrong. But it's one of those ones I wake up the next day. I'm like, I just don't feel good. And I've gotten to where like I have to be careful. Guys were picking on me about the Coors Light. There's a lot of stuff that I drink. It either gives me really bad heartburn, or I wind up with a bad headache. Like I can't drink IPAs these days, really. And it's because like I get a headache real bad. Like if I drink most IPAs, I get a bad headache like within like an hour or so. And if I drink certain things, other things, then I wind up with really bad heartburn. I got to be careful with the Jamesons. I'm not gonna lie, I've had that bottle of Jamesons for a while. But it gives me bad heartburn. And I'm like, great. So the things that I enjoy now are driving me nuts. Are you gonna lay on the dog's mat now? Walt, will it give me the drizzling shits? Be honest now. Oh God, it's like it's raining. It's raining out of my butt. So I know a good bit of you guys were in the military. I probably should do it as a post, but I did a text to my friend David, and I was like, differences in the military between branches. Part 1, masturbation. Army, what's that big word? Air Force. My mommy said don't. Navy. I jerk off in the shower so much that when it rains, I get a hard on. And then Marine Corps. Hey, dude, want to race? That's, I mean, there's a handful of y'all here in the military. Tell me I'm wrong. Like, that's, oh, God bless. I fucking mashed my elbow. And I forget, and I put my elbow down. I'm like, God, it's bruised. Why? On top of the shoulder issue and the issue with my thumb, I bashed my elbow like a day or two ago. And I'm like, great. Why do they call it a funny bone? And I'm like, oh, because everyone around you is laughing. Well, see, Rubicon. See, you think that's funny. But the fact is, if you know anything about guys in the military, it's pretty true. All right. I'm going to have to go. There's a little bodega up the corner. Up the corner up there is a bit of bodega. They got all kinds of stuff up the corner. Up around the corner. What are you doing? Do you want to go in here? I got to let the cat in. Funny and truth. Come here. You want to go in? You can go in a moment. Come on. You don't have to stay out here. You can go in. Come on. Oh, you want to stay with me? Oh, you just want me to pick you up? I'm talking to the cat. What? Don't run away. Come here. Oh, boy. Oh, there you are. There you go. Oh, boy. Hi. Hi. What do you do when you smoke too much lettuce? Hi. I usually just watch cartoons. Hi. Are you sleepy? Are you going to sleep? Let me get rid of this here. What do you do when you smoke too much lettuce? Yeah, I just usually watch cartoons. Satisfaction. We should get together sometime early next year and toss tomahawks for an afternoon. Yeah, we could do that. Bodega, you need more lettuce. No, the bodega up around the corner. You're sleepy. Oh, he's a big sweetheart. Yeah, he likes to lay like this, don't you? What is it? 2A Dave? Well, I always wanted a black and white cat male so we can name him Heifer? What's up, buddy? Yeah, you're my cat. Huh. Your mama can't have you. You're my cat. Yeah. So, well, guys, I'm going to end this soon. We'll sit here with shop cats. Is that better? What? Who's that? Who's that? You went down. All right, you can get down. Oh, let's down. There you go. Heifer, like the cow. Yeah, heifer. He looks like my old cat. Cats are awesome. If you get a good one, he's a good one. He's a good one. Oh. What do you want up? He wants love. That's what he wants. Snuzz. I love that cat. Did you all see my... Hey. That's skin, buddy. Oh, my God. Come here. I'll let you up, but you can't climb up. Like, you can't climb me like a fucking tree. Your claws hurt. 0562. You're 0562 what? Kitty. Richie and Lindy, how are you guys? You can come up. Just you can't climb my arm, or you can't climb my leg with your claws. That's all. Plug some more holes in. Oh, zero tolerance. 0562. I thought that's what you meant, but I was not sure. I did not. I know that you had said something about it. Now that I remember. Come here. I'll let you up. You can come up in my lap. You just can't climb me. Now he's pissed. Now he's being all pissy. He's being a pissy little bitch. So, well, guys, I'll tell you what. It's 10 o'clock. We went for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm going to end this. It's been a lot of fun. If you aren't already subscribed, stick it out for a short story so I can finish my drink. Okay, short story. Oh, you want to tell you about the time that I met my wife and she didn't like me? So before I met my wife, And so I met my wife, hey, what's up, Carlos? I tried to tag you in something today. And it wouldn't let me, and it wouldn't let me send you a DM. I did a straight razor restoration for a guy today. Yeah, the cat, he was up in my lap for a little bit. So it reminds me of Orange Cat. Anyway, so anyway, me and my old roommate, Alan, we had a house, and we used to have like crazy parties, like literally the entire command, the entire ship would be there. If you were not on duty, like if you were not working, you were at my house. And we went as far a couple times as we rented a van and had a designated driver that would shuttle people back and forth, up to 8 people at a time. And so we used to have these parties, but we also had these beach parties that we were throwing. Like everybody show up and we're like, look, I'm not going to have a van driving. It's like 30 minutes from the ship. And so people had to go out there. So we're out at the beach. And one of these guys shows up with 2 girls, one of them being my wife and the other one being her best friend. And her best friend basically fell in love with my roommate that day. Well, months and months and months and months later, I was not even on that ship anymore. I was on shore duty. He was getting ready to leave. And we meet again at a bar. And then we started dating, me and her. And she didn't tell me, and I didn't realize she was dating a guy that had worked for me. So interesting little story. I met my wife before I ever met my wife. What are you doing over there? Cat's into something, and I got to figure out what it is. Hey, what are you doing? Come on. Hey, come on. So, was that story too short? Come here. Come on. Come over here. I'll let you up. God, you got me good. He scratched me pretty good. BW. Meow. Does Flippin' Bean have a website and I need to pick up a new garrote? I broke mine. No, I think you have to get a hold of him through Instagram. I can tell you about the time I lost my driver's license, my motorcycle license in Japan. So there was a long time that I had a red and white Honda ZR1, ZX1. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a big bike. It was fast. But Eggsy, you got this. It was a pretty fast bike. ZR1, ZX1. I can't remember. It was a Honda. At any rate, so God, it's been years. I can't remember what it was, but it was red and white, and I had a red and white leather riding suit that was insulated. I'd wear in the winter because it was cold, and I didn't have a car. And so I came into work one day, and the Japanese guys were like, "Oh, so Aka Ranger," and I'm like, "Did you just call me the Red Power Ranger, motherfucker?" What? Because I had a red helmet, red and white leather suit. It was warm too. Red and white bike, and they were like, "Oh, Aka Power Ranger." Like, did you just call me the Red Power Ranger? What the fuck? Yes, CBR. There you go. Thank you. I think we've had this conversation again. They called me the Red Power Ranger. So at any rate, one day, this was like a Saturday. I'm off work. I had done some stuff. I went to base, picked some stuff up, and I was just out. I'm like jeans and a t-shirt and a fucking helmet. I'm riding my bike. Actually, I think I was wearing a leather jacket because it was even in the summer. I mean, it was hot, but like you definitely wanted a jacket on. So I'm fucking riding around and I'm like, I'm going to hold. So I left the base and I took a left going out the base and I went down what they call the SSK bypass. So there was a bypass took you out around SSK, which was a shipyard facility. And I was like, I want to fucking come out the tunnel like full throttle. I want to come out the tunnel like as fast as this bike will go. And so there's these 2 long tunnels. There's no traffic. It's Saturday, like kind of like just early-ish. And I shoot down the SSK bypass and I'm on it all the way down the hill into the tunnel. And I shoot coming out the tunnel. There's this big park area. There's a marina and shit. And so I'm fucking like, I'm pegged. I was doing like 200 kilometers an hour in a, in a 45. And I saw the cop pull out in my rear view on the side, on my side view mirror. I see lights once and I'm like, ah, shit. And he pulled out and I slowed down and I pulled over and like the cop was just flabbergasted. He's like, why the fuck did you stop? Like, I'm going to write you the ticket, but why did you fucking stop? Like, I couldn't have caught you. Like, it took him a long time to catch up with me too. Like, he's just coming up and he's like, Japanese cop. And he was like, why are you driving so fast? I'm like, oh, that's fun. And so I got the ticket and he was really cool about it. But then I got the ticket with a command found out about it. And they took away my motorcycle license for the rest of the time I was in Japan. Well, the rest of the time I was in Sasebo in southern Japan. And I had to get a new one when I went up to northern Japan. Because it's not an actual license. It's a permission to drive form. So the commands didn't share information. So when I got up there, I had a Harley Davidson Fat Boy while I was up there. And so I'm like, but yeah, like the entire rest, like had to sell the bike. Like they're like, yeah, you can't have that anymore. And I'm like, oh, come on. It's my only, like, yeah, you got to get a car. So that's how I got that Sword, the Lexus. I had to sell the bike. Like I was like, I had to ride with people for like 2 weeks until I got the car. No. Like maybe. So I was probably about the year, like maybe a year before I met my wife, 2 years before I met my wife. So no, I was longer. I was like 3 years before I met my wife. So it was only like 4 years before I went to northern Japan. So it really wasn't that. I got a car. I needed to get a car anyway. It rains so much in Japan. You can't ride a motorcycle all the time. I drive a Volkswagen Golf. Basically, anyone that's ever seen me, Snuzz, if you want to see, like I drive a Volkswagen Golf. So it's already like I got out at the fucking knife show in Long Beach and I had been driving all the way up and I dropped Nick Shabazz off and got him out of the car. And I got back in my car. I'm like, God, my body hurts. And I'm like fighting to try and get out of the car at the hotel. And so Russell and Dylan Mallory. So Russell Safiato from Artisan and Dylan Mallory were standing there like, why the fuck? Like, how the fuck does he fit in that car? Like, look at him. He's like, it doesn't fit. I was like, no, I'm just really sore because it's a long drive up. But yeah, I already drive a K car. I had a Toyota Sora, which was like a big Lexus 2-door. And I had a BMW M3 for a period of time. So I got drunk one night when I was riding around as a passenger and punched the windshield out of it because I was having a really, really bad night. I got mad. I punched my windshield from the inside, destroyed the windshield, and I was like, ah. No, I didn't drive 4 hours. I drove like 2.5. I drove 2 hours, 4 hours round trip. But I guarantee that you don't wake up in the morning and feel like you had a rollover car accident in the middle of the night. So it was okay. So I was getting rid of the car anyway. I had problems. Like the stuff was so expensive to fix overseas that I just wasn't fixing things. Like only 2 out of the 3 or 2 out of the 4 windows in the car actually rolled down. No, it was 2-door. So only half of the windows in that car didn't work. The air conditioning didn't work. I basically cleaned my spark plug wires really good because I couldn't afford a set of spark plug wires. And then I started having problems with the starter, and the starter was almost as much as another used car. When I looked at the price of things on a BMW overseas, I was like, good God, I'm not. Hey, that's funny because I have a 2010 Volkswagen Golf, which is what the Rabbit is called now, used to be the Rabbit. And it's a diesel. What year was God, it was like second generation, first generation, second generation. This would have been, good God, when did I have that? That was like 2000 time frame ish. It was when around the time I met my wife. So whatever gen they were on, like before that. So it was like Gen 1, Gen 2. So I don't really remember the year. I was saying it was a 9.5 drive hour. I think it was a 9-10 hour drive for us because of the stupid construction slowdowns. Yeah, that happens a lot. I'm pretty sure that it's not as bad as Ohio though. Like this, like every year, we have a joke in Ohio that the state flower is the construction barrel. You know, the big orange barrels. It's just only one of 2 lanes is open for the majority of the highway, and there's not a single fucking person working. And we said, I was like, oh, the Ohio State flower is the road cone and barrel because they pop up every spring, and they just basically shut down one lane of the highway and don't ever fucking do anything. I'm down near construction signs are up here. I don't see it as much down here. I'll tell you what, like I've been across to Arizona. You can always tell. Like I tell people, like, so I was riding with somebody and they were going out to Casa Grande with me when I was checking on my buddy's camper. It was a buddy of mine. So we hit Yuma. And I was like, well, we hit Arizona. He's like, how can you tell? I was like, hear how smooth the road sounds? Like you're driving down, you're driving in California. You're like all the cabin noise you can bury the radio. You hit Arizona and it's like you just drove onto glass. You're like, oh God, it's so quiet. I was like, yeah, you can hear when you hit. If you're driving out of California into Arizona, you can hear the state line. Mike, how many bones did you break busting out of that windshield? I didn't break any. I just broke the windshield. I'm not gonna lie to you, Snuzz. I got hit by a car more than once and didn't break any bones. I got hit by a car on base, and the doctor was like, I want you to stay overnight. And I was like, it was the girl I was dating for my wife. And I was like, she's coming on the train for like a 6-hour train ride down here to see me. I'm not going to leave her at the train station. He goes, but I was like, I'm not staying. And so I picked her up at the train station and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you don't look like you feel good. I was like, I hit by a car like 2 hours ago. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I got hit by a car. I'm pretty resilient. I drank a lot of milk. I got dense bones. Fucking I-17 sounds like you're driving on a chainsaw. Sounds like I like that. That sounds good. Guys, I'm going to end this. What happened? How tall are you? Dave, you're not 6'3". You're 6'2" because I'm taller than you and I'm 6'3". Either that or I'm 6'4" and you're 6'3". I don't know, but I do know that I was taller than you at the show. Good God. Dave, I mailed your knife off yesterday, by the way. So, guys, I'm getting off of here. It's been 2.5 hours. I passed what I said I was going to do, which means basically I've done 4.5 hours of live feed between here and Jared's channel. Guys, that means I'm tall because I'm taller than you. We did the whole thing. I can't I don't know. I would have to measure myself again. Good night, everyone. I love you all. Thank you to everyone that dropped a super chat. I appreciate it. I don't know what the plan is for the rest of the week. I don't think there's going to be a Friday. There may be a Friday feed, but it's not going to be a real long one. I'm definitely not doing an after show. I have to be up early Saturday morning for my daughter and I go to the amusement park. She got you by. Okay, maybe I'm taller than I thought I was. An inch and some pounds. I am not a little guy. So yeah. Everybody that drops super chats, I appreciate it. You guys that are the paying members, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. But I try because I've went out of my way to find things that can make it more easy for me to do things that I said I was going to do. This is my gooseneck that I use for filming the over-the-top shots while I'm sharpening. I basically I have been trying to reinvest some of that money. So I know I need it for things here, but I figure if I invest it now while I'm just starting, it's just going to make it grow and it's going to get better. So the money that you guys have been sending and spending has not been put to waste. It's been definitely thrown back into the channel. Lights in here. I don't know if you see how much brighter it is in here. I don't know if you see how much better the light is and everything. So I want to thank you guys more than I do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. The fact is that guys that are already paying me sometimes $15 a month are still dropping super chats. That's kind of, I like to look at that as a metric of how good the channel is doing. And I got something in my eye. And I appreciate it. The fact that you guys are still willing, on top of the money you already give on a monthly basis, to drop super chats is awesome. So that tells me that I think the channel is going in the right direction. And I would expect you guys to tell me if it's not going the direction you want it. As paying members, that's what I expect of you guys. That's the only thing that I ask. Like, if you don't like the content, just tell me what you don't like. So I love you guys. If you're going to do some shopping, use my affiliate links. I'd appreciate it. Amazon pays me, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Pound the like button on the way out. Pound it like it's your buddy's sister and you're home on leave. I'll see you guys later. I'm out later.